Just recently, I got some crumbs about a new upcoming character, Madame Herta, Fuxuan, and more. Let's get started. First, let us introduce a new character named Xiadie. And a huge shout out to Shiroha and Uncle C for dropping this news our way. Now, before we dive into all the details, let's clear up a few things right from the start. Xiadie is not a twin character, nor is she a direct lookalike or replica. She's her own unique entity with a distinct personality and flair. She is a standalone female character. But here's where things get interesting, and maybe even a little bittersweet. While Xiadie does have a few traits that might remind you of Honkai Impact's ELYSIA, but she's not the ELYSIA EXPY we've been eagerly waiting for. Yep, I know that little pang of disappointment. I feel it too. Like many of you and I've been on the edge of my seat, hoping to see a character that truly embodies ELYSIA's essence in Honkai Star Rail. Now, here's the real scoop. The actual ELYSIA-inspired character is on the horizon. However, she won't be arriving right at the start of version 3X. So, for those of us craving that familiar ELYSIA charm, it means a bit more patience will be needed. We're all going to have to hang tight and keep the hype alive until the real ELYSIA EXPY finally joins the lineup. What are your thoughts on Xiadie? Is she the character you've been hoping for? Or are you still holding out for ELYSIA's true successor? Let's dive into it in the comments below. Now moving forward, I have got some interesting crumbs about our upcoming 5-star Madame Herta. And hey, big shout out to Uncle C for the insider info. We couldn't have done it without him. Now, if you've been keeping an eye out, you might have noticed that the game has already teased Herta's true form. Insiders gave us a sneak peek, but I've got even more details to share with you. So here's the lowdown. Her face is almost identical to the 4-star Herta we know and love. She's rocking a white scarf with a key hanging from it, and her outfit? A stunning mix of elegance with a low neckline and a semi-transparent waist area. Her weapon? A giant purple key-shaped staff with an amethyst at the tip, giving her a mystical powerhouse vibe. It's same like this one, but longer than this. But that's not all. Uncle Q, CJ, a GG. You also spilled the beans that Herta is set to be heavily promoted by the devs, even more than Aglaia. Rumored to be her update buddy. This is just like what happened with Acheron. Remember how they showered Acheron with teaser after teaser? Acheron turned out to be an absolute powerhouse, and is still one of the strongest characters in the game. So does this mean 5-star Herta will bring that same level of power? What do you guys think? Is Madame Herta about to be our next meta queen? Certainly, I have got some more info about her kit. Big thanks to Uncle Guoba for these insights, and Jackie for translating. We're diving into some intricate visuals here, so let's get into it. First up, her basic attack. Her key staff swings down like the hand of a clock, delivering a sharp, precise attack on the enemy. Picture the ticking of a clock turning into a strike, simple but elegant. Her skill? This one's hard to put into words, but imagine diamond-shaped mirrors spreading out around her, only to shatter in a flash. It's almost like she's drawing her enemies into a reflective trap and then breaking them out of it. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Her ultimate. Some of you might have seen parts of this before. Unknowable Domain is the name of her ultimate, and the visuals are mesmerizing. Herta floats within a painting, and as she moves, so do the keyhole and painting itself, as if in a graceful dance. The Herta inside the painting casts her magic in a mysterious, almost otherworldly display. It's visually stunning and sure to capture attention every time you trigger it. So, what do you guys think of this new info? Are you as hyped as I am to see Herta in action? Drop your thoughts down below and let's keep the discussion going. Now moving forward with next news. This is about a new character coming to HS in 3.3, and I forgot to include this news in last video. So sorry, but let me tell you the source first. This info is from ELYSIA Hongshu. So according to ELYSIA Hongshu, we will get Gilgamesh in version 3.3. This means he could be the first character of Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night collab. And if you guys don't know about Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh is a central character in Fate/Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works. He is one of the most iconic and powerful servants in the Fate series, summoned under the Archer class, but sometimes referred to as a unique class, known as Archer Gilgamesh. He is based on the historical figure Gilgamesh, the ancient king of Uruk from Mesopotamian mythology, and claims to be the world's oldest hero. From this, we can say that he will be the first character of Honkai Star Rail and Fate series collab, and probably use the servant mechanics. But I'm not sure about this, because this is so early to predict. So let's wait for more info to drop. Alright then, let's dive into some hot news that's stirring up. Fuxuan fans, this one might be a bit of a roller coaster, so brace yourselves. As most of you know, Fuxuan has been the go-to sustain for ages, unshakably reliable, right? But now, with the rise of new sustain characters like Aventurine, Gallagher, and Lingsha, things are shifting. And just when we thought Fuxuan's spot was safe, we got a recent update via HomeCat on Reddit, dropping a bombshell about her damage sharing ability. Here's the twist. Fuxuan damage share will now extend to servants. At first, it might sound like a win spreading damage around should keep the team alive longer, right? But in reality, this change could mean Fuxuan ends up taking even more damage, especially in AoE scenarios. Imagine if the next big bosses have more area-wide attacks. Fuxuan might actually be worse off in 3x than we expected. Honestly, this hit me hard. Fuxuan is one of my favorite characters, and I was hoping for a little buff to keep her strong in the coming meta. Not a nerf that could push her down in the rankings. And I know I'm not the only one feeling this way. It's starting to look like the meta of 2x will be left behind as we move into HSR 3x, with powerhouse characters like Sunday and Fugue coming in 2.7. It's pretty clear that break teams and servant teams are about to take center stage. This shift could mean that the Fuxuan we once relied on might not hold up as well in the next meta. So, I want to hear from you guys. Are you planning to stick with Fuxuan and see how she holds up? Or are you already looking to build new teams for 3x? Let me know in the comments what you think about these rumored meta changes, and if this impacts your future pulls. Let's keep the discussion going, and see where this wild ride takes us. So this is all we got so far. Subscribe for latest Honkai Star Rail news. Thanks for watching.